Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go.
Now, a feature presentation.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Welcome to the MatineeChat podcast.
There is a God.
With Kathy Kaiser.
Oh, stewardess, I speak jive.
And Anthony Wise.
Oh, excuse me, Russell, but I believe I requested the hand job.
He's just ignorant.
Stay connected at MatineeChat.com, on Facebook and Twitter at MatineeChat.
The radio's all yours now.
MatineeChat podcast on now.
Welcome back to Matinee Chat. Here we are. I think we're on number 13.
Yes, big evil number 13, which should have done like some sort of horror sound effects or did like some spooky intro for that.
We should have.
Some sort of, or just, praise his name, Kurt Warner, all day. We could have done that.
Oh, there you go.
Praise his name.
Praise his name.
This episode of the Matinee Chat podcast is actually sponsored by Yelp. Yelp is a website and mobile application that connects people with great local businesses, anything from restaurants, bars, spas, to dog groomers, mechanics, and even dentists. Personally, I love Yelp. I use it all the time. I try to find different delivery places for my new place I live in, Tower Grove area.
Yes.
As well as I'm using it right now to figure out my new produce situation because I really enjoy local produce. And sometimes
farmers markets, yay.
But because of my schedule, I can't always make it to the farmers market because they're always like in the mornings and before noon, everything's gone sometimes, especially with one in Soulard I love to go to. Mm-hmm. So I'm using it right now to figure out which there's local produce delivery places. They'll deliver actual produce from local farms to your doorstep.
Very nice.
A couple times a month or a couple times a week.
Very nice.
So I'm looking into that right now, and I'm using personal reviews on Yelp to figure that out. So Yelp is a huge part of my life right now, and if you're not using Yelp, you are certainly tripping in life.
Yeah, you should be.
That is a youthful
Yelp.
euphemism, but it's definitely a fact. You are trizipping if you're not using Yelp.
Okay. Yeah.
Yelp.com to check it out. Sorry, I know. I'm a little emotional about it, but it's a fun app. So
good to know.
Anyways, Matinee Chat number 13. We've got a whole smorgasbord of movies.
We
5,
do.
in fact. It was a good week. It was a solid week. Long week.
Definitely
a long
solid
week.
No, solid.
My favorite part of the week, to be honest, and just to jump off, was finding out the Esquire has Lazy Boy style chairs. I haven't been there in many
I was
many
waiting
moons.
to hear you snore, but that didn't happen.
Well, it was a good movie to watch. So we watched Sicario there, right? It was a good time.
Right.
All right, we'll start things off.
We're not that movie.
No. We're starting off things off with The Walk and JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, that came out a little bit earlier this week.
It did.
Came out on Wednesday.
It did. It was a fun movie. Cinematically, it was beautiful. I'm a big fan of JGL.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, for those who don't know.
But that French accent, though, was so fantastic. It was off. Sometimes it was annoying, but sometimes it was great. What was funny was when the others couldn't keep up with their accent, and he was just sitting there walking around like Pepe Le Pew. That was pretty funny.
That was very funny. Very funny. And, I think that you made a comment or somewhere along the line about him being on Lady Liberty, telling the story. I liked that part of the film.
No, it was cool. And it was a nice, little factoid presentation. Because they actually didn't touch on anything about France giving us Lady Liberty, but they made homage to it, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Exactly.
That was cool. And I liked the way they presented the story, the different angles. I mean, Robert Zemeckis does such a good job at presenting just
he does
cinematic beauties.
Maybe our listeners remember, little films like Castaway.
It was a little film. It was a little island that he was on. So it was a very small
there
film. But I prefer him with Back to the Future. However, I'm kind of worried this year because he made the prediction in Back to the Future 2 when they go to the future, which would be this year. They arrive October 21st of this year.
Uh-huh.
And the Cubs win the World Series. There's flying cars and the clothes drive by themselves. Now, two of those things, all three of those things have never happened in my lifetime.
Right.
Two of them are not available for sure, which is there's no drying clothes, there's no flying cars.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that whole Cubs thing is not going to work out. So I'm pretty confident about
we're
that.
We're hoping. Since we're Cardinals fans, that's nowhere near.
I know this is not a sports podcast, but since we're bringing up Robert Zemeckis, I'm kind of worried about his Nostradamus predictions that we have got to deal with right now. Okay. So we'll be interested to see what happens. But either way, he's a great director and done a lot of great movies, and this was no different. But personally, I thought, yes, it was more about his piece of art, his work as a tight wire walker, I suppose.
Yes.
But I enjoyed the.
He's an entertainer. How about his real name? Do you remember his real name? Philippe Petit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Little Philippe.
Yes.
That's what they call him on the streets, little Philippe.
Yes. I don't think that's what they call him.
Of course, that's what they call him.
Okay.
I actually enjoyed the love story part of it more between him and the lady who's the other artist as well. She played.
Yes.
How
about
guitar.
Charlotte LeBon?
Yeah, Charlotte LeBlanc.
Charlotte LeBon.
LeBon. Is that Matt LeBlanc's little sister by chance? No? I can only hope. But I thought she did a good job, and I enjoyed their chemistry.
She was actually in a 100-foot journey, too. Did you see that film?
No. Is that like Traveling Sister Yaya's? Because I got nothing on that either.
No. Helen Mirren? No.
Helen Keller? Anything else? No, I got nothing here.
Nope. She was in that film last year, too.
That's neato. Again, we are not very good with last year. Nothing last year happened for me.
All right.
This year is the only movies I'm aware of in life, aside from like the 90s.
Okay. All right. Lucky for you, I'm bringing you along. So we're going to get you up to speed here.
Lucky me.
Lucky you. So, yeah, so what were you going to rate The Walk?
Oh, The Walk. I think it's a good date movie if you're into the history of it, because it is a true story. If you already, because spoiler alert, he makes it across. If you're into history at all, then you're well aware of this.
Right.
But it's cool. It's a nice little homage. But like I said, it's a good date night movie. Outside of that, unless you're an artsy kind of person, I wouldn't really make the jump. Personally, because if you're looking for non-artistic entertainment, if you will, the average explosion lover is not going to go to this movie and enjoy themselves. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But if you're into kind of an artiste and some sort of a accent like this, you might want to go to the movie and enjoy it. It's okay.
Nice, very nice. Well, and I'm going to say, yes, I would agree with you with that.
Why did you sound like Borat? Very nice. So funny.
Because I just did that to throw you
okay.
off.
All right, and you did.
Anyway, I totally agree. I think that from a cinematography standpoint, the film is fantastic. Love Mr. Zemeckis and his work. And I want to throw out there for all of our listeners, I'm actually scared of heights. Was thinking that I was going to be looking away quite often through this film. But I was so intrigued with the storyline and so intrigued with the cinematography going on, I watched every frame of the film.
That being said, there are early reports of people receiving like vertigo and kind of puking in the theater. So,
great. So we'll throw that out there.
So be cautious about that.
There you
and
go.
Personally, if you don't get a chance to go see it in IMAX, I wouldn't bother.
I was just going to say, if you go to MatineeChat.com or check us out on Twitter at MatineeChat, I did give the film a must-see on the big screen in IMAX 3D. It's definitely an IMAX 3D film.
To the third degree, for sure.
Yes. And then if not, maybe wait for the DVD or streaming. Streaming is not your thing
stream
now?
At home DVD. Okay. Yeah, and you can do home what do you call it? 3D.
But but Joseph Gordon-Levitt was
fantastic.
Also
he's always fantastic.
Phenomenal, yeah.
He's my third rock from the sun, just so we're clear.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Catch the full review up on the website right now, MatineeChat.com. Second of 5 movies in the smorgasbord.
We're having a good time.
Soiree of movies is a little sexy, raunchy rom-com called Sleeping with Other People. Jason Sudeikis and pretty much the entire NBC staff was in this movie.
There you go. Rated R.
But yes, it is rated R,
so
and it's a fun little movie.
Anthony's getting some rated R's this week. He's
finally
majorly excited.
I don't know. Do you want me to go? You can go ahead. I'm just going to give the dude review because...
So I'm going to explain the storyline and you're going to give the dude review.
Dude review.
Perfect. So Jason Sudeikis and Allison Brie actually meet in college and maybe give up their virginity to one another.
You say maybe like it's not a dead giveaway.
Okay, they give
every
up their
time is a dead giveaway.
Okay, they give up their virginity to one another. Flash forward 10 years later, and their paths cross at a very bizarre point where I think they're both actually at a sex addict therapy session.
It's a real disease with doctors in medicine.
I realize that. But I think they're both kind of bogusly using that as,
a place to pick up people.
Yes.
Yeah. That and help with their own, I guess, emotional trauma from...
Exactly.
From just not, finding the one yet.
Well, yeah. And so in the movie, Jake and Lainey, their names in the film, are definitely struggling with love and life and what it all holds for them. So here we are. No sex between the two of them, even though they lost their virginity to one another.
It's a rare platonic relationship in 2015 is what they present.
Exactly.
Which is nice.
They're in the friend zone and they're staying there.
And it's difficult. I mean, they have their safe word when things get a little too dicey.
Yeah. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, but I wasn't giving it away. I feel like this is a big spoiler. It's a quality safe word. It's a quality safe word.
Good.
It was good. It was good. It was cute. I really enjoyed the writing. I got mushy at the end.
Yeah, and the writer and director Leslie Headland, very, very good. Very good. And, it's in limited release, which I don't quite understand. I'm thinking that the caliber of this romantic comedy, okay, we're going to call it a 21st century.
It might even be 22nd century for some people, to be honest.
Yeah,
we're in the Bible Belt.
Exactly. The rated R rating is there for a definite reason or two, or 24.
That being said, I don't think I saw any nipple. I think this was a nipple-free movie.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. Not that I'm like always in the search for it, but I always feel like that's something that definitely credits an R. It was definitely the language and probably drug use that led to the R, but there was definitely no nips.
Okay.
So just throwing it out there. If you're offended by nipple, you are free. You are free in this movie. You're okay.
There you are.
It's not going to be Janet Jackson 2004.
But Jason Sudeikis is going to teach you a thing or two.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Very, very informative. I actually learned a lot this movie.
Sudeikis. I said it wrong.
Yeah, you did say it wrong. I wasn't going to correct you this time. I'll let the world correct you.
Okay.
But yeah, no, you learned a lot of this movie if you didn't already know.
There you go.
Allow me to brush up on a couple things. I'm not going to say what, but I appreciate you, Jason. Shout out.
Thank you.
But yeah, I enjoyed the movie, and for the guys, again, it's another good movie to take your lady to, and to maybe watch by yourself with like a pint of ice cream. But when you get to the end, you're going to be very upset with yourself, much like I was. So
you really didn't like the ending?
No. Well, there was a point where I thought it was the ending, and then I moved the mouse because they sent us the movie to watch, and I was like, oh, there's still a whole another 20 minutes, and what could possibly happen after this?
And then I think the cheese factor kicked in for you.
Oh man, super cheese, and I guess I say super cheese, but
all the ladies out there are gonna love that ending.
Yeah, no, they're gonna love it. And it was also produced by Will Ferrell and Adam Scott, who produced a lot of stuff like Anchorman. So there is some genuine comedy in here. So I really enjoyed the journey to the mush.
Okay.
It was the mush that I got caught, and I tried to run, and it was difficult.
Okay. But Noah, you're going to make all your ladies happy as you're giving the guy review. All the ladies are going to be happy by the ending, so take them along. Check out the rating.
No, make this a guy's weekend and just go out and see this movie, fellas. Just go. Yes, take your lady. What's wrong with you?
Okay, take
or
the
your
lady
significant
along.
other, whatever. It's about love. So
right, that's right. But you're gonna, it's mushy enough at the end. Everyone's gonna leave the theater extremely happy, and yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a fun movie. Check out the full review up on the website right now, MatineeChat.com.
Absolutely. And at MatineeChat, and of course, what did I give it? Must see on the big screen, but you're going to have to find it because, like I said, in limited release.
And now it's time for a game we like to call Name That Movie Tune.
Get these morons off the air.
Hey, Tiny, who's playing today?
Wait till Otis sees us!
We're on a mission from God.
I love his music. I do. I'm a Michael Bolton fan.
Name That Movie Tune.
Yes, it's my week this week.
Kathy's
so everybody
week.
Get excited.
Brace yourself for a bunch of old favorites. Number one oldies.
All right, I was going to say, he's got to throw that old word out there every time.
Just teasing.
And this is not an old movie.
No, this is not an old movie.
That there may be a lot of my favorite actors in it. Okay. The movie was made for old people, 45 or over. And, yeah. Anyway, here we go.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me?
Wow.
Don't ya?
Wow, Kathy. What a choice among choices you could possibly make this week.
But if you know that
the answer,
movie,
you get a chance for dinner in a movie. In the Chuck, right?
Yeah.
In the Chuck.
In St.
Which
Charles.
is very fancy, by the way.
Yeah.
You get to eat with your pinky up the entire time. It's pretty exciting.
Dinner in a movie.
Dinner in a
Hamburg,
movie.
St. Charles.
Just answer the question, of course, on this very same podcast page for your chance to win. All right, movie number 3 and the soiree movies. We have
We are on a roll.
some local flavor. Mississippi Grind has a couple scenes in it, filmed here in St. Louis. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, very exciting.
Starring Ryan
Very
Reynolds
exciting.
and a certain Ben Mendelsohn. Now, I unfortunately had to work during this, so I'm going to let you take it away here. And I'll just,
thank you.
I'll just
Once
vibe off
again,
you and just make Van Wilder comments.
Who
So go
covered
ahead and
our
go for it.
butts
Hey,
once
you know
again.
what? I have a bum cover. I'm fine.
Okay, good to know. Like Anthony said, Mississippi Grind rated R. Ryan Reynolds, who doesn't love those baby blues. Ben Mendelsohn's playing a guy that's maybe messed up his life in many directions because he has a gambling problem. And in his gambling, road, he runs across Ryan Reynolds, who ends up being his lucky charm. So the two of them are going down the Mississippi, gambling any way and every way they can.
Since when is Ryan Reynolds not everyone's lucky charm, first of all?
Okay.
It's Van Wilder.
Especially Blake Lively's.
Yeah, didn't they break up? That didn't work out, right?
No, they have a baby named James. They have a little girl named James and everything. Really? Where have you been?
Okay, keep talking. I'm going to look it up, but I'm pretty confident they broke up.
I'm pretty confident they did not. Anyway,
I'm already started typing Van
back
Wilder.
To Ryan
what is his
Reynolds
name again? Ryan Reynolds.
And his blue eyes. Yeah. It was actually really good. There's a significant part of the film that they did film here in St. Louis. And actually, one of the radio announcers for KTRS, Paul Harris, is in the film. So be on the lookout for him playing, what else? Poker with Ben Mendelsohn.
Fine, they're still together. Whatever.
On a riverboat. Yep. Once again, I'm right.
Whatever. I'm going to make you like a sounder, like your victory song we play every time you're right, like twice a year that it happens.
Oh.
Whatever.
No way.
All right.
I'm
Sorry.
right.
Keep going.
A lot
keep
more
going.
than you are. Anyway, so yeah, really good film. Once again in limited release, so you're going to have to look for it. But
I think it's at the Chase.
Yes,
at the Chase.
It is actually
showing
at the Chase. You did. Very nice. It is at the Chase Park Plaza. So please, if you're on the Illinois side, come over the river to check out Mississippi Grind. If you're here in the Lou, you go to the Chase to check it out.
It's a must-see. I got to go see this.
It is a definite must-see on the big screen.
I'm not going to develop a gambling habit from this, am I?
No.
Okay,
but you may learn for a multitude of reasons why you don't want to get a gambling.
Yeah, I figured that. I feel like I remember growing up in the Casino Queen days, so I'm well aware of
Shout out to the Casino Queen.
Me
We're
not
not saying
wanting-
don't go there. We're just saying,
No. I remember the Admiral. How about that? The Admiral's
you
not there
go.
anymore. Does that
There you
work
go.
out?
Yeah,
I remember the
that
Admiral
works
days.
out. That works out.
I also remember the Adams Mark days. R.I.P. Goodness.
And one thing that was going to throw people off is they're actually on a river boat here, and I don't believe you can do that anymore. So.
No, at least not freely. Maybe like attached to the like in the water attached, but not like
but we're
freely
going down
moving.
the river.
Yeah, not freely moving about.
Yeah, and
Which
luckily
is an interesting endeavor, by the way. We should look into that. Do you know anybody in the mafia we can get into gambling at all? No. I'm assuming they control everything. I don't know. That's what the movies tell me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right?
No, I personally don't know anybody in the mafia,
Okay.
but, as soon
anybody
as I get a hookup, I'll let you know.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Catch the full review up on the website right now, MatineeChat.com. It is a must-see, according to Kathy. I personally haven't seen it, so I'm not going to give that
once
recommendation.
He sees it, he's going to say.
But let's be honest, it's Ryan Reynolds, so I'm going to go for that.
Okay. Perfect.
Numero cuatro.
Ooh.
Sicaro.
Ooh.
Which, of course, you were like, is it like Cesario or Nefertiti?
Okay,
Isn't it called
since you
Nefertiti?
are the one that can speak Spanish, that's why I asked you, how do you pronounce this word? To me, it looks like Cesario, but you said it's
And
Sicario.
I don't speak Greek, and I knew it was Sudeikis.
Oh, here we go.
Sicario, the
I want to
DEA
shout out
drug
from our
thriller.
listeners which one of us pronunciates words
Probably you.
correctly.
I'm Mush Mouth Supreme. Mm-hmm. Super Mush Mouth.
So we'll let you slam me for this one. Anyway, we've got to see this movie together.
Just in case your husband's listening, I have no interest in slamming, just so we're clear. I'm not going to slam you at any point in time.
Okay, perfect. Good to know. Thanks for sharing that with everyone. Okay.
What's covering my butt here, okay?
Perfect.
Again,
Perfect.
I have a bum cover, and I have to use it when it's necessary. I have to use it when it's necessary.
All right.
But yes,
we
go
got
on.
it.
Sicario. I enjoyed this movie.
Rated R.
Lay it down.
Where'd we see this?
At the Esquire.
Yeah.
With the nice comfy seats.
Exactly.
And with Benicio del Toro, who,
Yeah.
like my mom was at some party with like his cousin recently.
Oh, awesome.
Or her friend was. I don't know. She just
Sure,
told me
and
the
she
story
didn't
today.
give us the hookup?
No, she just told me the story today. And then she was like, oh, he was somebody famous. And I was just like, this is Benicio del Toro's cousin. That's what you lead with. You didn't say like, it's, John del Toro. You said Benicio del Toro's cousin. Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, he is fantastic in this film.
But, yeah,
so
Benicio's
is Josh
super dark.
Brolin. Josh Brolin. He's been a busy man. Everest, now this.
Goonies is coming out soon, too.
Oh, yeah, okay. You and your Goonies.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Like, you didn't enjoy the 80s. It's like the one decent thing that came out of the 80s. The
Hey,
Goonies.
I lived the 80s.
I know. I was born. I'm not even happy about I came out of the 80s. I'm not decent,
Okay. And then, most importantly, the woman FBI agent in this film, Emily Blunt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's not forget about her.
I didn't forget about. How can you forget a name like Emily Blunt?
Okay. All right. I'm not touching that one. Woo, moving on.
But I thought she was good. She did a good job of portraying someone who just was really confused the whole time, didn't understand why she was there. But she was totally there for some dark reasons.
Even though she stepped up to the plate to take on this going after the cartel.
Yeah. It certainly hits close to home because my family is from El Salvador, so I've seen some of the third world, examples of the show of unfortunate cartel actions. Outside of funerals, the first dead body I ever saw was in El Salvador.
Really?
That was from a carjacking. I don't think it was from a cartel situation, but it's still very vibrant throughout most of Central America and into northern parts of South America, and definitely there in Mexico. This focus on Juarez, just right outside of San Antone,
yes,
and El Paso. But it's
right across the border.
It is a rough image, and they don't shy away from it. I mean, right off the bat, even in the States, I remember they start off with that house. That house is a dark.
I was going to say this was a very dark, very
a graphic movie.
Evil. Yes.
But it's I got to be honest, they didn't hold back any punches, so it's a nice wake-up call for those that are unaware of what's happening out there to people just right outside of our borders and how much this whole war on drugs affects so many different levels and so many different things that we're unaware of. But
I was a little disturbed by the graphicness of it, I will tell you.
Yeah, no, it got that one Benicio scene, and just like, whoa, bro.
Right.
That just happened. That just happened. But
luckily, they don't share it all.
No. Thank goodness. I can't imagine how much of a mouthful that would have been. It was a good. But overall, the story was really good. I enjoyed that, and there was a twist, which is why I really enjoyed it the most. Anytime I don't see something coming in a movie, that's when I'm happy, because most of the time I'm just sitting there going, I figured it out already, blah, blah. I'm that ignorant person in the movie theater. But
okay. Well, there was a couple twists and turns that I was not expecting, so I will give you that. There was a definite couple twists,
I enjoyed it. The last three movies, maybe Mississippi Grind, if you're really into gambling, but there are other three movies that are not, dude weekend movies or dude night movies. This is a good. Yeah,
I don't think this
movie.
is a date night movie.
And unless she's into MMA, there's a lot of girls that are independent fighters nowadays. You never know.
Okay, all right. Well, if your girl's an MMA fighter, then I say take her along. Otherwise, this might be a dude flick. Yep. Although you say that doesn't really happen.
No.
Dudes don't usually go in big groups to the movies.
No, unless they're already
like me and my girlfriends go all the time.
Unless they were already theater majors at some point and like have an appreciation because they used to do it. No, there's very few, unless they're going with their gal. That's the only reason they go to movies. So if that's the case, fellas, she might just have to sit through it. If you sit through sleeping with other people and The Walk, I think Sicario is a fair trade.
All right, that's a fair trade.
I think it's a fair trade. But I recommend going to the theaters and see it. If you have to wait, you can wait just fine. Either way, it's an enjoyable movie. If I remember correctly, you don't feel exactly the same way.
Oh, maybe not. When you go to the website, check out the review, I said wait for Netflix. But that's just because I didn't enjoy it quite as much as you did.
Yeah.
For a multitude of reasons. So
bash
me, go ahead.
If you're into Narcos, which is on Netflix right now, you're probably going to enjoy this. It's right along the similar sort of similar war at least, but not the same story.
And not to spoil it too much, but I think we pretty well set it up for a sequel too. So
you think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm feeling another one.
I can see that possibility. We didn't stick around for any sort of like continuing, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I have an inkling. There's another one.
I feel you. All right, time for another game, another chance for you to win some tickets.
Let me bring you up to speed.
Say what?
You talking to me?
Say what again?
Games on the MatineeChat podcast.
Thanks. I like to play.
Say what?
Unleash the fury.
Let's begin, shall we?
Okay, everyone, and don't forget, it's Kathy's week this week.
Kathy's week.
Yay. I always like Kathy's week. I don't know about you, but
it's such a thriller for all of us, Kathy. We're so glad it's your week.
That's right. So here we go with my pick for Say What.
Hey, Sammy, how come you're not out with your limo? What's up?
That new waitress, that's what's up. Was she in trouble? She's going to get it. She doesn't even know it. Now I'm going to give it to her. Take it easy, man. Who is she?
Whoa.
One of my
aggressive
favorite
words.
movies.
Aggressive words.
Those were very aggressive words for me. So,
Is that your favorite line in that movie?
No, that is not my favorite line in that movie. Oh. And it's not even my favorite actor in that movie saying it.
Oh, really? It's one of my favorites. He made fun of the movie later on.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, if you know the answer to that, you can hop online on this. Well, you're already online. You can click on this very same podcast page and answer the question for your chance for tickets to go to the lovely Lincoln Theater.
On the Illinois side.
On the Illinois side of the water. And now the final movie review for the MatineeChat podcast.
Yes.
All the way from Mars, The Martian, starring Matt Damon.
And I love Matt.
I love the science. I love space. I love the idea of the movie. I have never read the book.
We'll get with the program.
I don't care for Matt Damon whatsoever.
Are you joking?
I joke you not. He's a Boston Southie, and I guarantee you he's a Patriots fan, and I don't have time for that.
Oh, yeah, I remember the bashing on Facebook because I maybe posted something about the Patriots. Anyway, back to the
We just
film.
lost like 50 listeners because of that. Thank you. Thanks, Kathy. Appreciate it.
No problem. Back to the film, The Martian. We got to share this experience again. You like the science part of it. I like the fact that Matt Damon is a lead actor. And it's a star-studded movie. I mean, there's so many incredible people in this film. Jessica Chastain, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Jeff Daniels. I mean, they pulled out all the stops this time.
Yeah, no.
And we're on Mars.
Sean Bean, Kate Mara, I mean, the list goes on. It's got Donald Glover, personally, is I wish he had a bigger role because he's one of my favorite actors. Well, favorite artist in general. He does a lot of creative stuff.
And he has a small but very integral
Very important. Very
role,
important.
Yes. And he was in one of my other favorite films this year.
What?
Magic Mike XXL.
Oh, that's right.
Come on.
What the hell was he doing there? He was just there
he
for
was
the money.
singing and stripping. And
What?
okay.
He was a stripper in that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, back to the Martian. Yeah, back to the Martian. Matt Damon. We've left him on Mars.
No, we didn't leave him. Some other people left him, and they should have left him. And they were supposed to leave him there.
I think that the science behind the movie is incredible. I think that the way they told the story is also incredible. I also think that, you get the best and the worst of Matt Damon. You get his cockiness, and then you feel sorry for him.
I never felt sorry for him.
You didn't at all?
No. Okay. He's an astronaut. Astronauts are like some of the most highly trained people in all of society. He's got to be able to survive.
You are correct.
Which he did. No, it is a really great story, though. I guess I can't knock the character on what the character did. I'm just knocking the actor because I'm just a bitter old sack. He's just hotter than me. Maybe that's really what it is.
Is that it? Is that it?
That being said, that was totally
a
butt double, by the way. That was not really Matt Damon walking
sure?
around. I'm pretty confident about this. They didn't show his face because I don't think because if you notice, that guy was a lot thinner than Matt Damon's face.
Well, he was supposed to be getting skinny. He was running
I
out
know,
of food.
but when you see his face wasn't as skinny.
All right.
That's why it didn't match up. His face had more fat than his butt cheeks, and that doesn't match up, okay?
Well, I personally have never seen his butt cheeks.
I know
so
a
really
Boston booty.
Okay.
That was not a Boston booty.
All right. I'm going to have to take
but
your word for this one.
There's more butt in this than there was in Sleeping with Other People, just to be clear, which is kind of funny to think about. But yes, I did see reports that this was one of the more closely researched and like NASA involved sort of movies to get all the science right. And that part, I love that part. So all the math and science used and the botany was also really, really cool. Big fan of all that. And it was presented. I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, Arizona's just lovely this time of year, apparently. No, I'm just
Is
joking.
that where they
I have no idea.
it? Oh, okay.
It's a bunch of red rocks. I'm assuming it's somewhere in that
somewhere
area,
in there.
or somewhere in the Middle East, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if they have red rocks over there, but
no, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But it was really good cinematography. Really good cinematography.
Ridley Scott is fantastic in making science fiction films. So there you go.
He's well trusted. He's well trusted in the community for science.
For making those kind of
for being
things.
a science buff.
Okay.
But it was good.
I'll give you that.
Alien. If you're for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I remember Alien. I remember eating a bowl of soup and having a monster come out of my stomach. That's what I remember.
Oh, great.
That's what I recall from Alien. And
well,
Susan Sarandon. Or no, Sigourney Weaver.
There you go.
They have the same eyes. They have the same eyes is what it is.
I'm like, Susan Sarandon. Where in the world did you pull that from?
Sorry, it's the eyes. I get confused.
Okay. All right. We're going to let you.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed the movie. Strictly just for the science and just the epic tale of survival and effort and the cinematography, I think you should definitely go see it in the theaters. If you're going to see it at home, I hope you have some super banging awesome system because it's definitely worth seeing in IMAX right off the bat. And if you're not going to go see that, then I don't know what to tell you. You really got to make the trip for an IMAX.
And if you go to the website and check it out, my review of it is a definite must-see on the big screen. This is one of those films that, seeing it any other way is not going to give
no
it
justice.
No justice.
No justice.
So IMAX 3D.
Got the Kathy stamp of approval.
That's right.
Go there now.
Absolutely. That's if you're going to see one film this weekend, my pick is The Martian. And I do love Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
So
catch the full review up on the website, MatineeChat.com. And always feel free to contact us on Twitter and Facebook. And we're trying to work towards Snapchat.
Yeah, but he won't let me take any pictures of him. I don't know. Because
you always choose terrible lighting of the movie theater. Like, we have to go outside. We always see night movies, though, and it's getting darker quicker.
Okay.
And I don't know if we're ready for morning time together. That's a bit much. Okay. I don't drink coffee, so it's...
All right, ladies.
Can imagine how unpleasant I am in the morning.
He's not presentable in the morning, so
I'm not
that's
presentable
not
any time of life. You know that.
I didn't say that, you did.
I know. I'm allowed to make fun of myself. It's easy.
All right.
Next week, got a lot of some fun. Well, actually, no, we're not really.
No,
really excited.
I was going to say, we've been going back and forth
and
back
some
and
like
forth.
bizarre ooh la la. Was that what it was?
No. We have weeks of fantastic films like this week, and then next week we have what you're trying to come up with. He named me Malala.
Oh, okay. Right.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Pan.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And apparently that's what we got next week.
That's going to be a sour week, but
we may have to.
I like the
check
story
out
Peter
some
Pan. Maybe I'll just have to,
new DVD releases
turn myself
or something
into a kid,
exciting.
maybe we'll binge on Netflix
really?
or something.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say pretty well a kid as far as I can see.
Hey,
already.
I have a full-time job. I'm not entirely a kid.
Okay.
I think I have a full-time job. We'll find out later.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend at the movies. Of course, always follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and feel free to stop by the MatineeChat.com website.
Please to read my reviews.
Yes, read Kathy's reviews because they're only hers, and Anthony doesn't do anything but
I'm just saying.
talking a microphone.
I'm going to get him right, and everybody have a great week, and we'll catch you next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.